Hello everyone. Hello, welcome. Welcome back to my channel. I guess that's what people say. My name is Katie and I don't often introduce myself. So I'm trying to use my words today. And yeah, welcome. Welcome to everyone who is new. Welcome to everyone who keeps returning. Yeah, I'm just honored to have you continue to watch. So I am kind of tired today, but we are planning from October 9th through the 15th, 2023, in case you're watching this in a different year, I guess. I do find this very interesting, this type of planning interesting, or this type of videos, sorry, interesting, because they are so dated, right? They're so literally having dates across there. I do try to talk a lot about other things going on, but I don't know. I don't know how often people go back and watch any of these because it is so specific. Like I watch other archives of people who are more like face-to-face or doing things around their house. I would watch something from a year ago, but I don't know. I personally don't watch planning videos from a year before. That's just me though. This is my Arboretum candle of the month. I usually just change it per month. Yeah. It's been an interesting 48 hours. I really love this print back here, so I'm going to have it there for inspiration today. And let me go over this last week. I think that might help explain some things. So Thursday, we had our microwave installed. And it came like, they said 8 to 4 and they came at 4:30. So, you know, but they were so quick, in and out. Yay. We don't make sparks when we try to microwave something. So that was nice. Let's see. But right after that, we were like, okay, that's wrapping up. We get a text from my son's school, and it said, while doing some repairs on a pipe, they found asbestos and they needed to close the school for a day to do some testing to make sure it didn't get into the HVAC system, you know, and circulate within the air. So we had Friday off. And I was just updating this. So no school here. They did do the tests yesterday, so I'm filming this on Saturday. They did do the tests. We're all good to go. They did all the things they had to do, and so Monday is back to school. But I do not mind an extra day off for a 3-day weekend here, and I don't think any of the students mind it either. I know it does throw off all the teachers' plans, and I hope, you know, they can kind of figure out some things, or they can just kind of skip something, you know, so that they can get back on track. So what we decided, we were going to go to Leavenworth, here in the Pacific Northwest. We are in Seattle, and so that's a 2.5-ish hour drive. And we were going to go on Saturday because the leaves are all popping off over here already. I looked at some people, well, I watched this one lady in Boston, and she was walking around downtown and the leaves weren't changing yet. So this was kind of the opposite. Like last year, our leaves didn't change till very late October. It was very late in the month. And this year, it's like, this is the peak weekend. Maybe next weekend too, if we don't have any storms blow through. That's the thing, is like when we have a lot of rain come through, it can be turning, and then all of a sudden wind comes through, and then they're all on the ground. So jump on any opportunity you can get here to see some leaves and things. And so we decided, okay, let's just go on our trip a day early. So we did, and we're just tired now. We're very much recuperating, but it was very much like this photo. There was still, I would say like the birch trees were still yellow, and those are kind of one of the first ones. There were still some green turning, like the maples still have green turning reddish and yellows. And so I love to get out this little card every year and just kind of put it out. This is by John Adams. Yeah, in case you're interested. But I got this on a little trip, I think to Bainbridge Island. Yeah, and they had a little art store there, and yeah, I just love this. So this is kind of our inspiration for this next week. I picked these out because I love the gold, you know, so kind of still some greens into the oranges and stuff. So we will be using those. But yeah, that's kind of how our day went. We took my mom's dog with us, and so she was freaking out. She's not really a big crowds person, and they were setting up for Oktoberfest. It was gonna go down like that night and into the weekend, all through the weekend. We're not there for that. We just wanted to see the colors, so I think we hit it up just fine. I think if we had gone on Saturday, it would have been way too busy. Yeah, it turned out really well. I got a lot of leg cramps. I also hurt my knee, so I'm kind of taking some Epsom salt baths and putting a heating pad on my knee. It's like, because I was kneeling down to vacuum under the fridge, and I think it's the stabilizing muscles on either side of the knee, of the patella there. And so I feel it just on the sides, like when I'm like getting up and getting down, sitting down, and whew, it hurts. But I think because I was driving, I had my leg to the side a little bit, and it made it a little worse. So I had someone else, my husband drove home. I did also get this mug. I'm finishing up my coffee here. It's a moon mug. And let's see how far I can tip it. So it is kind of like at an angle. They kind of go up at an angle. The base is just a little wider, but I just love this. I think it's mass produced. It's not anything, you know, handmade. I have gotten handmade mugs up there before, and I did try to get another one. So I do have like this beautiful handmade one. It's has green on the top and kind of just like a solid green, which kind of reminds me of both fall into winter, and that's when I went last year. Just absolutely gorgeous. So it's just fun to have like a little memento from when you went up there, because I have, you know, good memories of going. So yeah, then, well, and then Thursday my therapist had to postpone, well, she couldn't do the session this week. I said, sure, because she gets migraines a lot. We both are, you know, chronic illness stuff that we're dealing with. And so we kind of can cancel last minute on each other, which I really appreciate. As a mom, it's really helpful. We had my son's first therapy, which went awesome. She's totally amazing. So that went well. And so, yeah. And then I just started my new med a couple hours ago. So far, no initial bad things. It's more long-term, I think, if something comes up. But sometimes when you're taking new med, you just want to make sure that nothing happens right off the bat. I know when I take a new infusion, they have an EpiPen sitting right there just in case. But this one, you know, you start at home, and so you're just like, I hope nothing bad happens. And yeah, so far, nothing. And I'm really hoping, like, as it like gets in my system over time, that it's going to help. So met with my allergist. It was nothing very eventful other than he was very late. And the afternoon ones are, like, whenever I'm meeting with an afternoon on video, they really like to bump you because they wouldn't let you sit, excuse me, in a a office room for like an hour. I mean, sometimes they do, but usually I'm not waiting more than 15-20 minutes past like the actual appointment time. I'll come and check in early. And I do like that my system that I use, they're always telling people to arrive 15 minutes early. I love that. But because I was on video, it was, let's see, I checked in at 2:21 to be precise. And they sent me an email that I didn't quite get right away because I wasn't watching my email. The appointment was at 2:40. Yeah, got the email at 2:45 that they were running late. I think he popped on at 3:20, and then we talked for 15 minutes. So that's like an hour after I had checked in. Like, I don't mind like a quick nurse popping on real quick. The nurse didn't check in till like 3:20, and I'm like, hello? But it got done. It was fine. I appreciated having like a quick check-in with that. Not sure. Anyway, we're just gonna move on. We'll tend to that later. I guess I could talk about, is it here? No. Yes, here. So, do I want to talk about this? No, I think we'll do it when we come back. Let's just get this pretty. So I have 3, and if I just do these 2, I know I'll be really happy, but I think I want to put in this one. I typically do this, you know, just top and bottom, but I'm kind of wondering, I can't really put something in the middle, but I'm just wondering about putting something at the bottom or down the side. Actually, that would be really cute to have green down the side. Let's try that. Let's try that. Because I want to get a little green on there because to me, I still see green out of, let me get my cutter, out my window here as things are still changing. So I kind of want to have that represented. So I will drop it on the floor. Okay, as I dropped that on the floor, my knee did not thank me. So this is very light green. I kind of want to just put it right here. Just run it down. Hope it's going to work here. I can do this. I am a little sleepy, and I think it's the adrenaline that's kind of like taking this new med and just being stressed out about it. And then once it happens, you can kind of relax. And I think that's kind of what my body's doing right now. Or this med's going to make me a little sleepy. I don't know. I don't think it's going to interfere with driving or anything like that. But, oh, I like that. But, yeah, let's see. I might be able to run this at 6 o'clock here all the way over. And then, I love this gold, and I still have a lot left. Thank you, Laurel Denise, for that. Let's see, because I don't get up till 6:30. Let's do that. Let's put it at the 6:30 mark, so it'll cover up. Whoop. Just struggling a little bit here. Yeah, do I want the 6 to show? No. Let's see. What else did we do? So we took my mom's dog yesterday, and she's not, the crowds person, and so she was overwhelmed, but she did okay. And then we took turns kind of holding her outside while some people went into some shops and things. And then we went to a lake, and it was really pretty. It's basically what I've been doing every time I go. and it almost felt summery. So it was kind of like, the very first time I went was with a friend last year, and she showed me everything because I had been meaning to go and just not. And it was very fall, so we were wearing, I don't know if we were actually wearing like scarves and jackets. I think maybe on the way up, but by the time we got there it was much warmer. But we did, when we stopped at the lake, bundle up because it was kind of cold and windy then. And that was kind of like the fall trip for last year. And then my mom, I loved it so much, I took my mom a couple weeks later when it had just snowed, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And my husband wants to go back and do that trip because, yeah, yesterday felt like summer. It was like 74 degrees up there. And although we got to see all the foliage, it's still, and even today, it's like almost 80 here in Seattle. I think it's our last hurrah, right? It's our last little tiny bit of summer. I'll take it. I'll take it. So, let's see. Okay, so those are done. Put those over there. And I do like having that on the side. That feels good. Just simple. Do I want any stickers? I did not get out any stickers because I was going to see about using some of these. Just because, kind of inspired by this. Maybe putting kind of a highlight and low lights kind of around. So this green is kind of like, I want to leave enough room here. So let's see if I can do kind of a straight line. Here we go. Yeah, like that. And then, let's see, continue with, oh, do I want to put it down here? No, this has been a really good place for this. So, yeah, and then like, we will return back to these Halloween stickers soon. So I call it winks for sleep, walks, water plural, and my new med. And then I just put the days of the week. So nice little mini tracker there. I guess I should get my card. I just wanted to see maybe about running this. This is kind of a similar color. It kind of just adds like a little dimension. Like that. There we go. And then thinking about using this kind of tan with the gold up here. Yeah, it's not exact. It's a little warmer up here, but I just kind of like just a little bit of detail if I'm not using stickers. And then see if I can use some other colors. I kind of want to put, no, I think that'll be too dark. Let's see, like that. let that dry for a moment. Just want to put like something here, a little word there. Anyway, let's pull a card while that is drying and see. So Underworld last week was interesting. I kind of see why I like received it. I just say receive it because that's the one I pulled. That's the one I got to think about this week. Yeah, I think it was interesting contemplation. I don't know if I was in the underworld or not. The notes from it was, are you in or out? Don't rush, pause, let things fall away. So it was kind of a murky pull. Like, I don't know exactly. Sometimes you'll get cards and you're like, well, it doesn't exactly apply to what I'm going through right now. And then you move on. Okay. It's like cards can help you kind of unlock something in your brain, or because this is random, right? This is random. Sometimes things line up, or whatever card you get, you can always apply to what's going through, what you're going through. So I don't know. That's how I view cards, is like, it's a chance to kind of look at something a little differently, and it can unlock some things. It's just like, oh, that's super helpful, or it's not. So reclaim. Ooh, okay. Well, let's see what that's about. Let's see. Put this over here out of the way. Reclaim. Now I just look in the beginning to find the page number. 54, fire. So if you want to pause and read some of that, again, this is my card. I mean, I can pull it for you guys, but this is just how I'm applying it to myself. You were born as perfectly imperfect human with gifts, talents, medicine, wisdom, and knowing. Panther, fireweed, golden apatite. Apatite is like a, usually that's a stone. So, let's see, reclamation of stuff. Okay. Yeah, again, I'm not going to read it all, but I think I'm just going to put... Perfect. Okay. So that's all I kind of put there so that it's there as I kind of go through the week. Put that there. That goes behind me. Okay, so... And then I'm going to put just the word tracker here, I think. I don't know if that looks any better, but whatever. I tried it. I don't normally put titles for my sections. I do want to use, I think, orange like last time. Because I don't like this green. Sometimes I still have the brown in here. Let's see. Is the brown in here? That is yellow. No, here's brown. Let's use brown. So I'm just going to put some dots there. That's like a really orangey brown. I wonder if I use this one instead. Okay, we'll just have those light up there, but if I use the green, I should just leave them out of the packet here. So there's a little space there, a little space there, and just kind of do that. I think what I'd like to do is just do a little there. Could have put these all the way over, but that gives me some room in case some other things pop up. Let's do that for like our to-do list. And then where's my, oh, so we will go here to here. Just put the school schedule up on here. I'm very looking forward to having a Sterling ink that does not have stickers in there. Because these stickers, like even just now, I hit them. I'm just going to be very happy when the new ones come. I think the A5s, I'm getting an A5 and I'm getting a standard. So mine is going to be the last to ship, and that's totally fine. But what was I saying? Where was I going with that? Yeah, as I mentioned when I got my booklet, it was just so nice to see all the dates in there. I was just so relieved because I didn't have to sticker everything or write anything. Both of those just, I would prefer to use something that's already dated. I buy planners because their fonts are nice. Like, I don't buy planners with fonts I don't like because I would never use them. I want them to be on display. I stickered these up because I want to see that font in there. So that's where I come from with that. I think it's all a normal week. We have a Friday the 13th in October. That's awesome. That's fun. I wonder if any movies are coming out then. And then, let's see. We'll get the dinner lines on here. I don't know what any of these dinners are. We were going to go grocery shopping yesterday, and now we're just like, now what? Because normally we go on Fridays and we were out. So we're figuring it out. They did get to come and clean up our yard though while we were all gone. So that was nice to come back to. It's very late. They should have done it in July, but it's done. Excuse me, what else? It is a recycling? No, it is a yard waste. So let's put, I'm going to use squares instead of dots this week. So why does this look green? I did. I'm like, wait a minute. I could put green, but I don't think it'll stand out as well. Let's see. So we do the apples the day before, but we will do, well, I'll do it here. This is yard waste. And then we have, I think they're going to come back and mow. I'm going to put it up here, actually. Do that here, and then up here, I'll put yard waste again for when they pick it up. And we get the can back in, that kind of thing. Yeah, I guess there's no recycling, but on Thursday here is when we check our delivery, and then we'll have it delivered here. This is just our milk delivery because it's just so nice. I mean, I'm stopping by the store once a week now, but I don't know. It's just nice to know that we're getting consistent things every week, that it's not going to be a hard to find product that we have to race around and find. And then I have therapy here. And then my son. There. I don't think there's any appointments this week. Yeah, that might be it. We might be kind of like, I'm wondering if I should put one sticker on here, just like one right here. Oops. Let me see if I can find a sticker real quick. And then we'll do some quick goals for the week. Yeah, my stickers are very loud. Sorry. Okay. So I'm just kind of wondering, that will be November. It's a grinder. That's I kind of want to put, it almost looks like a pomegranate or a something, just kind of right here. Oop, that tipped. Is it laying on its side? Is that what it wants to do? Let's see, where's my tweezers? And these are just iFixit tweezers. These are not like fancy ones. I might consider getting maybe a little fancier ones. But they're working just fine. And like even that just kind of helps. Maybe one leaf. It's kind of up there. And it's kind of samey. Let's see if we can pull this over here, kind of. There. I think that's all I want to do. Just keep it really simple. Really simple. I did, actually on Thursday I don't think I've ever done this. I've always admired them. We never grew up with them, was just to buy some mums for the front porch. Like I never had gotten them. I guess I kind of considered, oh, well, they'll kind of die off quick, but I don't know. I got a nice big one and got a nice green pumpkin. Like it's that kind of muted green, and then a big warty orange one. And I love it. I love it. We hadn't really done that for a while, and it was just nice to put a couple things out, and we have our little trick-or-treat sign. And yeah, that's about it. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll come up with my list after we go through things. So, okay. And oh, this was from Sunday Dawn, who I had collaborated with in the past. She does home tidying stuff, and she made this bookmark. Well, she had this bookmark and then was inspired to give it to me, and I use it this time of year because it's just, oh, it's so beautiful. So that is there. We're going to come up with these actions, but like reflecting wins was, we actually had our delivery on Friday before we took off, which was really helpful because I had bought some pumpkin cream cheese muffins to have in the car. I can't have them because they have milk and egg in them, but maybe I can soon because of the new meds I'm on. We'll see. That's the thing that kind of keeps me excited. I'm nervous to take this med because it's kind of a doozy, but I also might be able to eat some more things. So we had very little traffic going back and forth. Just a couple little spots, but we were kind of going opposite ways yesterday, so that was really nice. we had this no school day pop up. So wins to me are things that are out of our control and they just happen. So, and that we're really grateful for. And what worked was the microwave getting installed because we had scheduled that. Going a day early. Dramamine. So my son gets car sick. I do too, but I sat in the front both ways. And he took it. He got a little tired. It does make you a little sleepy, but he was able to ride in the back and felt a whole lot better. So it worked pretty quickly. We got like one of the like little chewable ones, and yeah, I was really happy that that worked, that we picked some up beforehand. And that the yard clean out got done. What didn't work, sore muscles in my knee. Samples. Why did I write samples? What didn't work? Samples of what? Samples. Oh, I had made a little Sephora. I had a coupon and just ordered a tiny little thing there, and I picked out my 2 samples and they did not include them. I was really looking forward to those samples too. I was actually a little bit more excited about the samples than what I was ordering. And they can't send those out. So they were just like, here's some points. I'm like, great. Okay. Maybe I won't order next time. I don't use Sephora. I've used it twice. So that was my second time. Lessons. Sometimes things flow. Like Friday, like really was flowing. We got really lucky on some things. Be brave and take my pill, and be in the season. Like, I love that it's October 7th when I film this. So it's Saturday. And, yeah, I'm doing some laundry. And I'm filming this right now. So let me check that off. And I love that we went on our trip already, that we are having notes of decoration. Like the decorations are pretty much up. I went through all of them last weekend to see if there's anything else I wanted up. This was actually the only thing I was looking for because I didn't put that in with my autumn stuff. And now I need to put it, I need to store this in the first place I looked for it. I don't quite remember the first place, but I gotta see like where I want to keep that, because I only keep it out for a little while. Probably, well, I keep it out through Thanksgiving. So yeah, I have like a little stash of little note cards and things that maybe I'll put it there, because it was not there. It was up with my old planners. I don't know why I put it up there. I guess I just wanted to keep it from getting smushed. But then I think even after that, I found a place where I have like just miscellaneous little art that I like to put up. There's also, let me grab it real quick, if my knee will allow me. Yeah. So it's this piece of art, which is by Beth, and she, so it's, if you go to Beth, CYR, I don't actually know how to pronounce her last name. Anyway, excuse me, she has these beautiful, this is an original. Is it? Or is this a print? I don't remember. Because I have some of her originals, but sometimes she puts gold on her prints. So anyway, I just love the little spider web. And then this is like a little, it almost looks like a little quasar or something that she drew there. I might have put a little scratch in it right here, or that might be a brush stroke. But I like to pull this out for this time of year too, because all the spiders are building their webs. Yeah. I have it just up here next to the sparkly spiders. So yeah, there's been so many holidays that I feel like I'm late with, or that I just get rolling halfway through, and I just feel like just this last week of the doorstep and decorations and going on our trip, just I'm just so glad we did it early. And I started watching, let's see, I had never seen Halloween Town on Disney. Wow, that brought back like flashes of late 80s, early 90s. It was very much time, what's it called? Time capsule kind of thing, where you just go, oh, I remember that just being so kind of popular at the time. It was silly, but it was like, oh, this is why people watch this. A few people watch this. I don't think it's hugely popular, but we'll watch, you know, Peanuts Halloween, The Great Pumpkin. We'll watch Nightmare Before Christmas. I'd like to watch that one at Halloween. But I think it's fine to repeat both. And, oh, what's the last one? The Transylvania, Hotel Transylvania ones are kind of fun. I don't get too much into horror. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan, so I might watch that. Although I watched that right before my hysterectomy in the hospital. It just happened to be on, and I clicked to it, and it definitely entertained me until I was ready to go in. Yeah, now I feel like because I've done those things, I can like sit around and watch some movies and kind of go through and focus more on other stuff. So, therapy for this next week for myself, and then my son's therapy. Kind of excited about both. Let's see. Halloween movies. I'll say that. It'll be fun. I did a lot of the bill pay last week, and the insurance payment went through. So, let's see, this next week, and there might be just a few like bills to pay, so I'll just, you know, because they're sprinkled throughout, but I did the big stuff, you know, all the utilities, all the other stuff is done. I started my new med. Full notes, yes. This was moved, so I definitely want to focus on Shopify. I know, I keep pushing this work, but things just keep popping up. But then I do practice, like the things I'm having trouble with, making them a priority. So I know how to prioritize. But it also is like, well, my stuff does come last a lot of times because I'm helping my son or helping people. So I definitely want to get lots of water this week. Sleep, and the new med. But I want to take it easy on my knee, so I might just calm down a little bit with that. Got those in. Still need to schedule the furnace. And then we got started deep cleaning the kitchen. So we're kind of like halfway there. I was doing some extra vacuuming. I was wiping some extra things down. But it's that whole, like, you move everything and you just scrub it down. So those. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. I recorded my podcast, but I didn't like it, and I was going to re-record it, and then everything else came up. So I'm just going to re-record it this next week. And yeah, we're pushing these. I know. So I liked what it was about. I have notes for it, and then I just kind of ad-lib it. So it was going to be too hard to edit down, so I'm just going to re-record it. Then we have a regular plan with me. And I'm going to connect Shopify and Shopify, as in the work and the posting. I feel like this coming week is the chill week. Let me see if that is going to be true. Saturday, nothing on Monday, nothing on Tuesday that I haven't put down already, nothing Wednesday, nothing Thursday, nothing Friday. Yep. Oh, this might be like really, really nice because, yeah, I can really start to focus on some things as long as my med doesn't like really mess up that whole thing. So let me make sure I can see what I'm doing. And I'll dot these and we might be about done. Let's see, did I just bump the camera? I hope not. I hope not. I know I bumped the cord for the camera. Let's see, let's get these. That. Oh, I have been. These are the other colors. So we have a milk frother, and I was like, what if I just put the whole coffee in there? Because we have a drip coffee that's made. I'm trying to think why I would say that the drip coffee's made. Anyway. So I put it in there with the oat milk and it frothed everything. And I have to say, it was awesome. Yellow up here. Why did I put a space in between here? I don't know. Let's find what we can put in between. So there's always something, right? There's always something. So I had put this over here with simplify. And I think I'm just going to put that. So I'm just going to go around the house, and even though there's decorations around, it's kind of like quick tidying or cleanup. But I also want to see like permanently, is there anything I can kind of put away that I don't really need right now? So, yeah, that's just my focus. And then I have my regular Sunday stuff here. We're just fending on dinner tonight. I hear my husband out there kind of getting things together. And yeah, this is the next week. I'm glad I kind of looked at my schedule real quick, and this, you know, just regular school stuff. I know, we'll need to help my son a bit to catch up on some things. He still has some things from the week off that he needs to catch up on, but it's getting there. It really is. Some of these bigger things he's getting done. So it's hard because it's like the first time back into some longer projects. I was thinking products because I wanted to show like these are the little neutral set in case you were curious. Yeah, it can be hard when, you know, you're getting back into school for September and then getting used to doing those little quick assignments, you know, every day. But it's when you get into those week-long assignments that they're really, and this is exactly when they introduce those back into things. Yeah, let's see. So I'm only using these halfway, and that's just how they're going to be. I think, as I mentioned, next time, I'm only going to use half for a day and not have tabs back here. And I went through and I erased all of these. So these are, oh, I took the sticker off of this one. And so I had to, it's still a little sticky. I stuck a bunch of little stickers right there. So you would kind of cover up the little tear I did. But yeah, these are just going to be a bunch of, well, this will be December because here, but then after that is nothing. So it's just kind of nice to have some extra paper back here. I might do, you know what I might do? I might cut some of these out and use them maybe in November and December. I don't know. Because what I found was what I was hoping to do, let me grab it real quick, is I got the loose leaf, and I know these are different sizes, but this is an A5, this is A5. Well, I don't know if you can kind of tell just right off the bat here. If these are even, this sticks up. So it is that much taller for A5 rings, but I was kind of hoping they were the same with like the same curve, and like I could tip them in. I could just tape one in and have it as something I could print and then have for my week, like maybe just tape it here or tape it onto the end here to flop in. I don't know. I'll still use these in my rings, but that's what I was hoping for. And it's not going to work unless I cut off part of it, which I still may do. I still may do. So, yeah, I think that's it. Take care, everyone. Before you go, I would really appreciate if you like and subscribe on the way out. It really does help me out. And it would be, yeah, just, I'm getting really close there. And it would be nice to have kind of a, to get above 500 is all I'm trying to right now. I know above 1,000 actually brings in revenue, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at right here. Oh, I had it for yesterday. I'm just updating my monthly here. New pill, actually I took here. And I'm feeling good right now. I didn't have therapy here, so I erased that. Yeah, I still have those things to do. So, yeah, and then I got my little moon magnet thing. That's it. Take care, everyone. I hope you are taking little moments to feel the season. It could be spring where you are, and just taking those like little moments of, you don't have to buy anything, you don't have to have things, just to observe what's outside your window, what's in your neighborhood. You could just walk through your local grocery store and see what they put out and just kind of smile at it and walk on. You know, you don't have to buy anything. But some of those memories that I have was like, as a kid walking through and kind of seeing some of their stuff. I guess mostly my mom would already have it at home, and we would just decorate. I remember those. I remember seeing it in the Goldbergs, where they would decorate for Halloween, and they had some of those paper, like it was printed, and it was a big pumpkin. It was at least, you know, it was the size of this book or a little bigger. And you just put it on your wall, and they were like very much 80s feeling of like a drawing of a jack-o'-lantern and a black cat. And like, I was like, we had that pack, and they still sell them, and I'm tempted to possibly get them. They just very nostalgic, very nostalgic. But again, you can just walk around. You don't have to buy the things. Just walking through Trader Joe's, I find it really interesting right now because I can't eat like most of the stuff in Trader Joe's because almost everything is a combination of ingredients. Like, it's kind of hard to find just solo ingredients unless you want like a bag of corn or like a bag of edamame or something, or lettuce. You can do that, but it's harder there. They all of them, like all their baked goods have dairy in them, except for those vegan chocolate chip cookies. Those are good. But yeah, I look at all their pumpkin stuff and I'm like, yeah, this all has dairy and egg. Usually they're getting a little better. So I feel like when I walk through and I see everything, I don't have to buy it because I can't really have it. That's one thing I do want to do this next week. I do want to go to Trader Joe's, because we need some spices from there. There's a couple things I do need to get from there because I go maybe once every 6 months, but yeah, that would be nice to kind of walk through, see the pumpkins there. We pretty much have everything. I don't know if we're carved pumpkins this year, and we're not sure what house we'll be at. My mom's are here, and that's something we have time to figure out. So take in the scenery, take in like the seasonal smells, the temperatures, no matter where you are, no matter what season you're feeling, try to just take a moment and see if you can feel them. Take care, everyone. I will talk to you next week. Bye.